Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on my channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing from narcissistic abuse. And I'm going to talk about, the biggest trick the narcissist uses on you, right? It's a trick, but it's also real. Before I get into that, I'm back today. I was in my feelings yesterday, doing everything I teach you. So by the way, being healed does not mean I am not a human with emotions, right? This is misunderstood. We think healing means we shouldn't be feeling anymore. In fact, being healed just means that I am not traumatized and I know how to handle emotions in a healthy way, which is what I teach you in Sovereign. I process them. I know how to process them. I don't vomit them on someone else because and put someone else in that energy because I can't hold what's inside of me. I have a system of dealing with it. I don't stick my head in the sand and pretend I'm a robot and stuff up all my feelings so that they get worse and compound and eventually probably do traumatize me or boil up so I react out, right? I know how to process them. I know how to, I teach you something about not attaching extra thinking to them. A feeling issue is a feeling issue, not a thinking issue. We're attaching thinkings to feelings, which keeps us compounding negative emotions rather than letting our body heal. And then I do what else I teach you in Sovereign. I look at my life. I look at, is there anywhere I'm not being sovereign? Is there any better standards I've got to set for myself? Any more boundaries? Anything else I need to be aware of? Or did I just once I've regulated, did I just need to feel this and process it, let my body do its work? Is there anything else I've got to look at? Am I scared of something? Yeah? A lot of the time there'll be a fear. Yeah? Fear's not rational, but it's real. And a lot of the time we're scared of something. So I was just sitting with myself, letting myself acknowledge what I'm scared of. It's okay. Yeah? Self-partnering, which means I'm not going to make my fear wrong or do something different if I still am in alignment with what I want to do. I'm just a little bit scared sometimes. Okay, cool. We're all right? That's a little thing. So this is the trick the narcissist uses, and it's the idea that you need them. They're implanting this since day one. They know what your hooks are. Now, some of them are childhood wounds, but that isn't the reason. You know, yes, childhood wounds are something they'll exploit in you. Empathy is something they'll exploit in you. So is what will tempt you, like a job, like sex, if you're into sex, and they know how to hook you there. You know, whatever the hook is, which could be, it's either something that's an unmet need, that's the childhood wounds. We have unmet needs, right? Something that we feel lacking. Could be love, could be safety, could be related to our security, could be finances. Yeah? They will pretend that they are the source of that unmet need, or they'll hook you on something you're in scarcity and lack around that you don't think you can get elsewhere. That's actually a trick. But once they know what your hooks are, which they are scanning you, like I told you, that narcissistic stare is it's like a scanner. When they're doing that, they're taking information. They are literally looking at information in you the whole time so that they can keep you hooked on the lie that you need them for that very, very essential thing. And as the relationship progresses, they will trap you further and further, especially in relation to that particular hook. Yeah? So here's what to do. Look at what you think you need them for. And look at, is that really true? Now, in your current reality, it will look very true. It will look very true. But it's still a lie. They're not the only way you can source your needs. I teach you in Sovereign self-sourcing. But they've made you believe that they are. Now, you might say, well, I don't need the narcissist for anything. It's an elderly parent and I'm looking after them. Yeah, but if you're abusing you and you're not happy and they're eating your energy, you do need them because the unmet need is to be a good son or daughter. Yeah? There's still an unmet need that you're getting from them, that you're still buying into the lie. Now, the narcissist needs you. You don't need them because you can self-source, but you're not probably there yet if you're still a mesh with a narcissist, where you're not. But actually, in reality, once you learn to be sovereign and self-sourcing, you don't need them at all. They need you. because they're not self-sourcing. Until they evolve past their narcissism, they are actually needing to siphon energy and your resources. So they project the lie in you that you need them. What is it? Look at what you think you need them for. Why? I mean, yes, they do love bomb you. Yes, they cast a spell on you. Yes, you've got an enmeshment which is stronger than an addiction, because the enmeshment is that you think you're joined with them. You know, not just emotionally and physically like a substance addiction, but on a spiritual level, there's a psychic pull. So it's a very deep attachment, but beyond that, it also runs on this trick. Now, the problem with this trick is, say you need the narcissist, I don't know, to fix things in the house. That's one of the unmet needs, that you don't feel able to get that done yourself, so that's why you need them. The thing with every narcissist is they're a package deal. A package deal. So whatever thing you think is good, whatever benefit you're getting from them, they're a package deal. They come with erosion of your self-esteem, detachment from yourself and your soul. They come with betrayal, deceit, trauma bonding constantly. They're a package deal. You will not get the thing that you think you're getting from them by itself, which makes them extremely dangerous. You can't accept anything from a narcissist without strings attached. It is so icky. You know what I mean? And give them an inch, they'll take a mile. You'll think you'll do something nice or something that they could appreciate. Or a lot of people, because I work with a lot of people who are going through divorce or separations with narcissists, it will be like they'll try, the target, the victim will try and like pacify them, be ahead of them in the game. You'll never be ahead of a narcissist because you can't out-evil them. And like you trying to be ahead of them won't be ahead of them, because they'll still come in and shock you at some point if they want to. The best thing you can do is detach your energy, because actually you feed the entity when you worry about them, when you try and plan what they'll do next. When you completely detach, they lose power and they don't come at you in the same way. And you get your spiritual protection is back intact. So like, because you're not consenting to them. So you don't want to do that. Some people are pacifying them, where it's like, well, I'll just give them an inch, and I'll just give them a little bit. I'll just communicate. And then it gets worse and worse and worse. And the minute the narcissist has a little gap, it's like a vortex, and you're sucked in. If you say, come round and fix the house, before you know it, their bags are in, and they're taking more than you agreed to. So the best thing is to close the gaps. But there's certain things that you believe you need them for. Well, they still pay for this, and we split the bills. So you don't believe you can source financially for yourself. Is that really true? Is it? You might not know how to yet, because you go into a court of law and say, there is no way I could manage financially on my own. You might have to make some changes in the short term. Yeah? So this thing, that you need them, you still think you need them on some level, literally fuels the whole thing. They're a package deal that comes with a whole load of rubbish at the same time. Obviously, like the thing I teach you the whole time, the answer is to be sovereign. I'm self-partnered, I'm self-focused, and I'm a source to self. I'm a source of my own validation, approval, love, security, and support. Am I going to get scared in life sometimes? Yeah. I was saying that to you earlier. I do sometimes. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, fear is a part of the human experience. Emotions are part of the human experience. But what we want is to know how to navigate those things powerfully. Yeah? You never see anything unknown or unfamiliar, the brain's going to be scared of, because the brain doesn't know how, with certainty, you're going to do something or how something's going to work. The brain will get very scared of the future if you let it, if you don't learn how to regulate, because like, the brain doesn't know anything about the future. It's just a catalogue of the past. So especially when you're doing new things which require courage, all courage comes with fear. But if we realise we're not meant to live without any fear coming up, and fear doesn't have to rule our brain either, it's just like, oh, feels a bit scary. Okay, I'm alive. Let's go. You know? Not like, I'm afraid, so I'm going to let that take over everything, and not understand that all it means is the brain is saying, I don't know how to do this yet. Yeah? Cool. Yeah? Let's go and do something extraordinary. Let's go and glitch the matrix, plot twist the game. Let's find out what we're made of here. Not, I'm scared, so now I just stay frozen. Because a lot of the time, we're keeping ourselves frozen because we're just not able to be clear enough. I teach you all the time, boundaries, standards and values. Just get very clear on ourselves, set those energetic standards for our life and move. And then the fear isn't so big anyway, because you're very clear. I've made a very strong aligned connection to myself. I know who I am. I know where I stand. I know what my standards are. So this doesn't feel scary. So when you join Sovereign, you get the community. You keep the community. It's in a private community. No one can find it outside the link you get. I suppose it's a bit like a Facebook, but it's not public, right? It's on a private network with a private link and a private group. So no one can find it apart from you or even know it exists. We're in there in secret. But you get the modules, and there's a community chat. There's events I run like Q&As and stuff. You'll see when you get in. But I mean, someone wrote in there, because the last Sovereign group, the community is obviously still going. It's alive. It's going to stay up. It doesn't go away. You get to keep it. But they were saying about how in their business, after the Sovereign work, they've gone and put completely different boundaries in and said to their clients, like, yeah, no, this is how this is going to work. This is going to happen on time. I was just like, yes, this is what happens with clarity. I don't force people into this. They do their own coursework. You get in the energy, you do the healing work, and you'll get crystal clear. And then it won't be scary to go and change your life. Because you're sovereign, because you're clear, because your energy's aligned, because your trauma's processed, because it's just what you're going to do next. It's the next logical step. And some things might have a little bit of fear attached, but they're not like fear that takes you out of the game. I wouldn't move in that kind of fear. I'd get regulated first. If it's that scary, your trauma's being re-triggered. So it's like you do the exercises I teach you here in Sovereign, or you've got to look at something else, yeah? Because trauma keeps you in constant fear. When I was just heavily traumatized, PTSD, I couldn't move with anything because like my fear was too intense. But again, that was just unprocessed trauma. And then in the rest of life, sometimes there'll be days where you get a little bit scared. But only like when you go in the swimming pool and it's cold, and you're like, oh, it's a bit cold, should I go in? Not in the way of my life's about to end if I take a move. Now, when you leave a narcissist, you want to do it as processed and clear as possible. But this is a process that involves self-focusing, self-partnering, and self-sourcing, which is all the principles I teach you here and in Sovereign, because then you make a clear, strong decision from a regulated body as much as possible, not one which is just in a fear reaction or, you know, like everything with a narcissist is a trauma response, so you're going to want to, you know, fight, flight, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes they're the right decisions to make overall, but you're going to do it in such a strong energy, like strong negative energy, really, that like there's a lot of regulation to do from that. Whereas if you regulate first, you just move with faith, with certainty, with clarity, with a tiny bit of fear, but the kind of fear that the swimming pool's a little bit cold, you know, when you first get in. Yeah, not like this is, I'm petrified. So like, yeah, it changes things. So if you can get into Sovereign, we're opening up for the warm-up on May 1st. This is an awesome course. It's everything I live by and keep doing in my life. You know, whenever things are off balance, wherever I'm feeling fear, wherever I'm feeling a bit weird, I re-look at where have I got to put boundaries in, what's my new standard, where am I not in alignment with me, basically. It's an ongoing thing that you do naturally, but it keeps you completely okay. Whereas before, my emotions could have taken me out the game for ages. I'm consistent in my life because I know how to handle and navigate it. I know how to regulate. I know how to get clear on what's really going on, not what my brain is trying to convince me is going on, which is often like not what's going on. Fear is a lie, it's an illusion, but it's coming from somewhere. It's coming from a belief or an idea you have that is an illusion. False evidence appearing real, that's fear. It's an illusion, it's a lie, but it's still come from somewhere. Yeah? The narcissist has got a trick. Many tricks. None of them are that great. They're not, I mean, they're magicians though, and magicians come with tricks. Masters of illusion. One of the tricks is that you need them. And when you really look at it logically, the things that they're offering you are so not great. You know what I mean? We stay with them because we need them to fix the house, or I can't drive, I didn't have a car, like sometimes it's nice to have a lift. I can also get a taxi. You know, these are stupid things that we've got in our brains a lot of the time. Maybe they are financial things. I got trapped in that too in the end, right? But even still, I can't be an energetic match in the universe till I can't support myself, because that's what you're telling the universe. Yeah, so I had to decide, no, I can support myself, I just don't know how yet, because I've just taken on a lot more financial obligations for us, and of course the narcissist behaviour gets worse at that point because they think they've got you. When they think they've got you, this can take ages, they get worse. So still, we get to choose what we're an energetic match to, and still, if we're cooperating, because law of attraction, all manifestation is like cooperative energies, not the same, right? If we're the cooperative component to I can't support myself, I need abusive others to support me, then we're the energetic match to that. We've got to change that, right? For I'm a source to self. Manifesting with the divine and a match to healthy others, which means I've got to learn how to regulate my emotions, how to deal with them, and not vomit them on other people in unhealthy ways, or attach to other people in unhealthy ways, because I don't know how to be regulated. So much in Sovereign. Please join if you can. I'll put the link in the description box. I'm so excited for people that are in there. Happy Friday. Lots of love, guys. I'll speak to you soon.